Hello friends, welcome to the TechWithSoft. So the last lecture or last session we have seen kind of identifier, keywords, right? And variables, kind of that. So today we are going to understand how to write a small program. I mean, we have already seen that how to write, but we will understand what we do write for it. Okay, what was the meaning of each and everything. Okay, now let's come to the IntelliJ directly. Okay, IntelliJ Idea will be the ID where we will write the code, right? So here we have a like kind of when you will have create the projects, right? We will get this kind of structures. So first we have a like .idea, .mvm, or it may be having some other name as well. So we don't have to worry about it, right? We have to directly come to the src folder. So in src folder we have a like two subfolder like main and test. So in the test we will write the test cases. So test case is also one of the important part. Okay, that I will let you know later on, not now because we are starting from the scratch, right? So it will not be right time to talk about test cases. We will write the test cases for the source code. That definitely we do that in real development. Okay. So we are coming to the main. In the main we will get kind of Java folder. In the we have a two folder inside it, Java and resources. So in the resources we will write some kind of configuration. So later on we will look some frameworks, right? Like for example Spring framework, right? That time we will write some kind of configuration in the resources whichever is required for run the application, right? But we are going to start from the scratch, right? So we have to write a simple program. That's why we are coming to the Java folder. So Java will be the one folder where we will get one package by default. So folder is nothing like a package. Okay, so folder we do talk about in general, package it's in Java terms. Okay, so in the Java is a one folder. Inside that there is a one folder called org.example. So org.example is a one package. Inside that we do get a one predefined class called main only that is created, right? By default. So I have this class, but right now I'm not going to use this class. I'm going to create a new class, okay, which could be a kind of test example. So I'm right click on it and I will create a new class, right? So what we have to do, right click on the package, go to the new, and here we have to pick the Java class. So click on the Java class and give the name here. So I'm giving here test, right? So it will ask you, do you want to create enum? Do you want to create annotation, exception, interface? What I want to create. So I have to talking about the class right now, right? So whenever you want to start the programming in Java, first interaction you will having with the class only. But even we did not start object-oriented programming, right? So you may not get clear picture what is a class, but definitely I will tell you what is a class when we will start the object-oriented programming. Okay. Right now you have to understand that from the beginning itself, if you want to write a program, you have to follow the same structure and you have to click on the class here. So you have to write the class name and give an enter after it. That's it. If you will give enter, your class will be ready here. Public class test. Right? So it is one of the smallest program in Java, right? Which could be having a kind of definition. Public class test and curly bracket open, curly bracket close. So this is one of the important part here. What are these curly braces? So actually in Java we have a like three type of braces. I'm putting that in the comment section because Java does not allow to write a text, right? So we are looking on this IntelliJ Idea only, right? So that's why we have to put it under the comment. So that time it will not give any error. We have a three type of braces. What is that? First type of braces is called this one. In mathematics we do call like a small bracket, right? But here it is called parenthesis. Okay. Second one we will use called this one, which is called flower braces, right? That do we use to define body. Okay. So this is called parenthesis. This is called curly braces. So let me write this as well. It is called curly braces. Okay. After that we have one more braces called square braces. So that is called square braces. That is called bigger bracket in mathematics, right? So we have a three type of braces in this programming. So you should understand what is the purpose of each and every one. So right now we are defining public class test and we are starting with the floor braces. That means it is defining the body of the class, right? And here we have to understand that the things as well, right? We have seen four things in the previous video, right? Previous sessions, which were identifier, keywords, literal, right, and variables. So we have to understand what is a public. So public is a one kind of keyword, which is an access modifier related keyword. So we have seen the different category of the keywords, right? Access modifier related keywords, okay, class related keywords. So public is a one keyword, class is a one keyword. Here test is a name of the class, right? So that's why it is coming in different color. So it is a name of the class, which could be vary, which could be any, right? So that depend on that name of that what kind of logic we are going to write, because here we are just writing for testing purpose, right? But later on when you will work on the real projects, right, that time the name of the class will be defined that what kind of logic you are going to write inside that, right? So public class test and starting the curly braces, closing the curly braces, right? This is the smallest program, but the problem is that when do we write the program, right, in Java, when do we write the program, we have to perform two activity. Write the program, right? Then what we have to do? We have to perform two activity. What is? First we have to perform compilation, right? And second we have to perform the execution. So what is a compilation and what is execution, that we have to understand. Compilation is a one process. It is a one process which will convert our source code to bytecode. Now here we have to understand what is the source code and what is bytecode. Source code to bytecode, right? So we know that Java or any I can say that compiler language, right, whichever we have, even C, C++, right, Java or any language, right, they does use a binary language for machine understanding. Every programming language does use binary language as a machine learning, which is nothing like a 0 and 1, right? So compilation, what does it do? It does convert my source code to the bytecode. So bytecode is nothing like a kind of machine code, something like that, right, which will convert that code into a machine readable format, right? So machine can read that particular code, right? So that's why we have to use compilation. So compilation just check the syntax error. What does check? The syntax error, which is nothing like a grammar. Syntax error, and which is nothing like a grammar. So if I will write anything wrong in my program, then it will give me a compile time error. Like for example, public is not created by me, it is a predefined. If I will misname, right, suppose if I will write publi, right, then it will give me a red. So if you are getting something in the red, right, in this IDE, that means you have to think that it is a compile time error. That means that code cannot be compiled. If code will not be compiled, that bytecode cannot be converted, and if bytecode cannot be converted, code will not be executed, right? And execution is something where we do see the result of the program. So every program which do we define, right, that do we define for a specific purpose. What is the purpose of this particular program, right? That we do look after the execution, right? So we have to start compilation and we have to start the execution. So compilation always will start, you have to understand that compilation always will start from the, it is an interview question that is very popular or very famous interview questions, okay, and you should know that. What are the difference between compilation and execution? So compilation always start from the first line, okay, like from the first line we have like package com.org. If it is having any problem, that means will not be compiled, right? So compilation always start from the first line, but from which line the execution will start? So execution always start from the main method, okay, let me write. Execution will start from the main method. So what is the main method? We did not define that here, right? That means this code cannot be executed. This code will be compiled but cannot be executed. Why? Because execution always look what could be the, where is the main method. If it is having a main, then only it will compile. If it is not, then it will not. Then only it will execute, otherwise it will not. Because for execution purpose, main method is required, right? So how do we write it? So in the class itself, right, I have to write like public static void main string square bracket args, which is arguments, okay. So that is a smaller kind of syntax, not a smaller, it is having a lot of things, right? So if you want to write a main method, right, as I told you, execution will start from the main method. So how does it look like? It does look like this much only. So we have to write first public, then static void main, and then we have to write a string square bracket args, right? So here also we have some kind of identifier keywords, right? So public is a one kind of keyword, all right, which is access modifier keyword. Static is also keyword. Void is also keyword, which is a return type keyword. Now main is a method name. So here we will talk this terms multiple times. Method, right? Right now you have to understand that method having a something, but I'm not going to in detail on it, right? Because method again it is a different terms, and I will let you know in details when we will look, I mean after some time, okay, not right now. But you have to understand that main is a one kind of method here, which does take argument. So here it is called argument, which is nothing like a string type of array. So here square bracket I told you, right? It is always represent array here, right? So whenever I will write this square bracket anywhere, that means it is talking about the arrays only. So here it is taking a string square bracket, that means as an array, and args is kind of argument of it. Right now you just have to remember it, you don't have to worry about it, okay? Later on I will tell you each and everything in details. What is the argument, what is the return type, what is a static, what is the user, what is the public, right? But right now we have started from the scratch, right? So if I will go in details, right, you will not get, I mean things will be confusing for you. So that's why right now I'm saying that you just remember that, okay? That's it. Later on when we are going step by step, right, that time I will let you know that how does it work actually, okay? So first we have to write public class test curly bracket start, and then curly bracket start for the main. So here it is a body of the class, and here it is a body of the main, right? Main is a method name, right? So it is a one of the smallest program of Java which will compile as well as execute. Even if I will not write main, right, then that is also one program which could be compiled, but that program will not be execute, right? So if you want to write a code which could be compile as well as execute, right, then we have to write this much structure at least, okay? After that, whatever you want to do, you can write your code, you can write your logic, you can perform anything whatever you want, right? So as we are starting from the scratch, right, so we should know what could be the first line. So we are starting from the beginning, like for example here the first, what could be my starting point. So I am writing a one program. So how will you do it, right? So let's say your interviewer is saying that write a program in Java, which should display hello world as output, right? So I have to write a one small program in Java which should display hello world as a output. So whatever, right, what first thing will come in my mind? Okay, first thing will come in my mind, I have to have a Java installed in my machine. Second, ID should be there, right? After that I will go through with the structures and I will create a new class, right? So class is already ready for me right now. Now I have to display hello world. So how to display output, or how can we write something which could become on the output? So for that I will use one statement which is a system, then dot is again one of the important part that is used for some purpose. Right now I'm not telling that, later on I will tell you. System dot out dot println, okay, that is sys system dot out dot println, and inside that we do keep in double quote whichever I want to display. So let's say I want to display hello world, right? But after that system, system, what upon sys double t, okay, system dot out. So here dot, you can remember right now this dot is used for calling purpose, okay? This dot is used for, you can remember this way right now, calling purpose. So it is calling something, right? Calling purpose. So it will call something. System dot out dot println. So system is calling to out is calling to println, kind of that, okay? And hello world. After that, finishing this line, right, we have to write one more thing which is again one of the important things called, this is semicolon, okay? Normally we do call this semicolon, but in programming in Java we do call this statement terminator. Okay, as name suggests, right? Terminator. Terminator what? Terminate something. So it will terminate. What it will terminate? It will terminate the complete statement. That means that statement, that means the line will stop here, right? So if you will write semicolon, that means it is saying that this line is going to complete now. Now if you want to write, please write down to the next line. Without that it will be error for me. So please remember that we don't have to skip semicolon. Semicolon we have to keep it, right? So it is the smallest program, that requirement I have right now, right? Write a small program in Java which should display hello world as a output, right? So this is one of the smallest program which could run and compile successfully, as well as it will give me output which is called hello world, right? So let me run this code. So you have to click on this play button, so it will start execution. So you can see here I am getting here hello world. So that is the output of mine, right? So let me explain once again what is this public class. So public is an access modifier, class is again public is a keyword, that is access modifier related keyword, class is a keyword, that is a class related keyword, test is a here identifier, right? So test is identifier, here I am keeping T capital, right? And rest I am keeping in small. So that is also one of the important part here which we have to understand, right? In Java we do write combination of, in Java we do write a word in combination of capital and small. Okay, capital and small. So what could be the capital, what could be the small, that we have to understand, right? So here as we are saying, right, that test is given by me only. It could be any name, it could be any name, but I cannot change the name of public, I cannot change the name of class. So here test is a class, so that is a rule. Class first letter will be capital. Class, please remember, whenever you will create the class, we have to follow the rule of the programming. Even I can keep small as well, that will not give me any error, but it is against the rule of the programming. It is against the rule of the Java programming, right? So we have to keep T will be a capital, then only that class will be follow that rule of the Java standard rule, right? So here it is a class which is an identifier, so that's why I told you here it will be a combination of capital and small. So now if you will see anywhere something is starting with the capital, you can say like that it could be a class. Other as well it should be there. What it could be, that will I will let you know. But right now if you can see something like, for example, string S is a capital here, right? Rest all are small. I can't keep S small here. If I will keep S small, then again it will be error, right? So string is a class, system is a class, right? So if you will see something which is starting with the capital, right, you can say like that could be a type of class actually. But some of the class, like test is a class which is created by me, which is created by Irfan, right? But rest of the classes like string and system, these are the predefined classes. So every programming language having two things. You can't write everything by your own. If you want to write by your own everything, right, that means you have to design your own language. But here we are using that the language which is already made, right? So then what happened, right? We have to use something which is a predefined, and we have to use something which is a developer defined. So developer define our own things, and with the own things he will definitely use the predefined things, right? So public class, these are the predefined things, where test is a user defined things, right? So public class I can't change any name of them, but test I can change. But we have to remember that whatever name I am giving, that first letter should be capital, right? Same thing, public static void main, it is also predefined. Here string is a class, but that is a predefined class. That is a predefined class. And system is also one predefined class, right? Out is a one kind of objects, you can say understand right now. And println is a one kind of method, right? It is a one predefined methods who will take one kind of parameter which you want to display. So this all are the complete understanding of this small program which could be run as well as compile. So main is one of the important part. Always remember that if you will see the code, it could be 100 line, it could be thousands line, it could be 10 line, it could be any line like that, right? So please go first with the main only. If you will find the main, please process from there only, then only you will understand the complete flow of the program. And if you want to understand the flow, then only you can become a developer. If you do not know the flow of the program, you cannot become a developer, right? So that is all for today, guys. I just explained that basics of this structures of this program from the scratch, right? So you can understand. If you have any question, query, you can put me on the comments as well. And if you like the video, please subscribe it, right? Thanks for watching. Take care.